Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the beautiful city of Rabat. Welcome back to the Global Champions League final of the 2024 season. My name is Mark Lewis. This is GCTV, and we have officially crowned new GCL champions for the year. Congratulations to the Can Stars, powered by the Iron Dames, who, with a double clear in round one, have done enough and done what they've needed to do to crown themselves champions. There is still a lot to fight for as far as the GCL Super Cup semi-finals are concerned. Those teams that are bubbling under, Doha Falcons, Prague Lions, all going head-to-head. What seems to be one final position. A double clear from the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, looks to keep them settled in third. But of course, with the second round of jumping to follow later on today, anything can still happen. Let's show you what a virtual ranking looks like at the moment. And you will notice, as we mentioned, front and center, top is a golden Can Stars. It means that nothing can happen in the second round that can take the title away from them. There is nothing that Riesenbeck can do. They are champions. Riesenbeck comfortable in second and will jump a GCL Super Cup semi-final. Stockholm, for now, look comfortable. But then Doha Falcons and Prague Lions start to get very tight. Just 4 points separating those two teams. Falcons Wart United and Madrid in Motion. Well, they are not too far behind, but that's a lot of room to try and make up over just a single stage of jumping. So are we looking at a straight shootout between Doha and Prague? That is still to be decided. Which of these two teams then is going to have the better second round? Oof, it's going to be a very tense second round of Global Champions League show jumping, that is for sure. Once again, we welcome you back to Rabat and we get ready for the second round. The big question now becomes what has taken place from GCL round 1 to GCL round 2. What have the managers that are here present been saying to their riders? To those that are not, what have they been sending over the phone? What has the messaging been for this second round? I've already seen Simon de Lestre walk through in individual clothing, so we know that he is not playing any part of the Doha Falcons in GCL round 2. But let's go to Frederick de Backer for the first time here in this pre-studio. Frederick, let's talk about changes, as the wind, I feel, has started to pick up quite significantly here this afternoon. Let's talk about GCL round 2. What changes have been made? What looks significant for you on that start list?
This is what you get from a 25-euro haircut, Mark. It's all over the place. What has changed? Lots of things have changed. One thing that hasn't changed, Prague Lions, powered by Czech Equestrian Team. The Vos and Thibaut Spitz, same horses, same riders, no changes at all. And that's one of the few horses or teams that didn't make any changes. From there on, plenty of changes. Julien Epaillard comes in with Donatello Doge for Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M Wheel of Horses. Falcons Wart United, totally new team. Aiding comes in with Coolio, Gilles Thomas with Luna. That means no Edwina Tops Alexander. That's also a very impressive team. And of course, they come out strong for that second round to maybe still get inside that top 4. But the question is it not too little, too late? Same, for example, with Madrid in Motion, where Elwicke is replaced by Beauville, where Mate Intraudershof is replaced by Rockfeller de Pléville, Bamako. They bring their A-team out for the second round as well. But with so many clears in the first round, you wonder if the efforts from Madrid, if the efforts from Valkenswaard will be enough, because those other teams didn't really drop the ball. Only Prague Lions came out with a rail, and so we have to look at that other team, and that is Doha Falcons. There, Dexter Fontenay, like I already said, comes off the team. So does Simon de Lestre, and it is actually the entry. And I just forgot who's on the team. Julien Anquetin, sorry about that. Completely forgot who was on the team. Julien Anquetin with Blood Diamond Dupont replaces the Frenchman. Yeah, absolutely. Replaces the Frenchman and comes onto the team. So Doha, with that Olympic IQ of Willem Vermeer, and with Blood Diamond, who was on the podium already of the Grand Prix in Miami, that very good horse. So Doha actually with a really, really strong set of horses to pull this, to carry this across the line, and to put them for the first time in their existence inside the top 4 and straight into the semi-final, Mark.
Absolutely, and with a 5-point advantage over Prague as it stands, a strong second round lineup. It does look as if Doha Falcons, as you say, Frederick, are knocking on the door of history as a franchise and could well secure that final position. Let's talk about what they're going to have to jump, Frederick. 8 double clears in round 1 made it suggest that it was quite easy work. I don't imagine that a round 2 is ever going to be light and easy, so talk to us about what's been put together here for round 2.
Well, I walked the course and I thought, wait a minute, this first part of the course is completely different than the second part of the course. What do you need to know about the first part? For example, the fence there with the yellow wings and the white rails, that is fence 5, if I'm right. Yeah, that's fence 5. If you have to go to fence 6, it's all the way to the other side. Also, all the approaches from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, they're all open lines. It's all long, it's all open. And then all of a sudden, for example, 7 to 8. If you're on a short striding horse, you will need to add up there to fence 8. There is a very awkward turn. I'm just gonna, because I see that Hendrik van Eckermann is discussing it. There's a bizarre turn into this combination. Or you have to go behind the fence, or you have to go in front, but it's never ever comfortable. Just see how good my cameraman can run. It's not so bad, actually, not so bad. Gentlemen, there's a big discussion. Oh, Philip Weishaupt, if you're running away, then I come and catch you. There's a big discussion here going on, and the boys think that it's absolutely right. Philip, is it inside or outside? In front or behind?
The safe way is to go around, and the risky one is to go inside. So
and you are?
Yeah, that's a good question. Thank God enough, I'm not first to go, so we can have a look later.
Still struggling for your identity?
Yeah, sometimes every day.
I know the feeling. Don't worry, I'll let you go. So this man has a very clear identity. There we go, still chatting to Evelina Tovek. When is he done? Seems to be done. Hendrik, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Also good, thank you very much. You're the first one to ask. Thank you, that's very kind of you. Is this an inside turn or an outside turn? How do you look at this approach to the double?
Yeah, I have to say he didn't do it so nice here because it stands very out of line. So if you go inside, the risk that, I mean, the B you don't even see. So I think it's very risky.
You're on King Edward, makes things easier, but you also need to control everything. For you, at this point, if I have to ask you now, you have to make your plan. It's outside or inside?
For me, my thoughts is on Sunday. So I think I will do the outside, but you never know.
All right, I'll keep an eye on that. Thank you very much, Hendrik van Eckermann. His mind is on Sunday. That's interesting to hear. Of course, he hasn't won the Launching Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. That's what he's thinking of, Mark. Just another look here at how this looks. Also, Turturiello is having a chat. Also, Ben Meer with Natalie Dean is having a chat about how this should be approached coming out of this combination. Then there's the vertical. It's a 2-stride vertical, by the way, with a very tall 2-stride combination, tall vertical to come out. And then as we are here anyway, I don't know how much time we have. I didn't really hear that. Then this is the final fence here at fence 13 on an 8-stride approach, but it's also a little bit of a half stride. It's a waiting distance to fence 12. So if you think about it, in the beginning, everything is very flowing, everything moves, everything is open. You don't have to think about really adding strides or leaving out. And then all of a sudden, you come into that line 7 to 8, you have to wait. Here you have to really organize yourself. But I just want to take you through it. If you have to make your turn here, and we've discussed it a lot in commentary already, if you make a turn like this, if you look at it, and I wasn't really good in geometry, I think this is an angle of, what is that? That's less than 45 degrees. So it completely breaks your rhythm. You completely drop down in your pace. So you have to try to come with a good swing through this turn so you get over that back rail. This is a puzzle, Mark. This is a conundrum, if you ask me. I wonder if you can solve it for me. We'll have to wait and see how it comes out with the riders. But this is a very, very interesting turn and an interesting track as well. A track with 2 faces.
Frederick, I couldn't do geography or geometry, and it's why I keep you. So if you are failing at that, then all of a sudden we are in real trouble. We need some additional support then, that is for sure. Track of two faces, I like that. And I also like the comment of Henrik van Ackermann that not only are the riders focusing on GCL round 2, but for some riders, all of a sudden the Grand Prix at the end of the weekend becomes a real big talking point as well for King Edward for a golden ticket, an entry into the Super Grand Prix. Something to consider. Frederick de Backer, we'll let you go and head back into your commentary positions. Thank you very much, Frederick de Backer. Catch up with them again soon. I told you that the wind was blowing, and Frederick is dealing with that here in the ring here outside in the studio. Back to work, back to business, shall we? Let's talk about what took place in round 1. What brings us to this point in Global Champions League round 2 now? There were some really important moments as we wait for Rosie Turner to get some riders for us as well, to get some thoughts and reaction as to what they are going to jump. A long conversation between Frederick and Philip Weishout and Henrik van Ackermann about that inside or outside. It seems like that inside, because B becomes completely hidden. That inside becomes really risky. But for a team perhaps like the Doha Falcons or the Prague Lions that are fighting for a lot here in this second round, does that risk need to be taken? How brave or how foolish is it to take that risk? Whether you succeed or if you fail, that outcome could well have a massive, massive bearing on the end of your season. That's why we stand by and wait for the Global Champions League round 2 to come through here in Rabat. Let's show you then round 1, the results. This is what brings us into GCL round 2, as we mentioned. This is how the teams stand at the halfway point. Mexico Amigos, what an outstanding performance from them. They were sensational in round 1. A real surprise, the fastest of the double clears. The Shanghai Swans looking to try and replicate their form that we saw in Shanghai earlier on this year. Stockholm Hearts, as we said, looking comfortable for 3rd place. And then the Doha Falcons far ahead of the Prague Lions here because of that double clear, and 5 points clear as well in the overall championship standings now virtually. They do look to be the front runners to get into that final spot available in those semi-finals at the GC playoffs in Riyadh next month. Speaking of the Doha Falcons, let's get some reaction from them. Let's hear from Rosie Turner once more as to what have been the thoughts of the Doha Falcons. Let's go over to Rosie and let's get some reaction. Rosie?
Yeah, thank you, Marge. Actually, the Doha Falcons have gone off to get ready, so I've actually bumped into Julien Effayard from the Stockholm Hearts. It's all to play for them, of course. A fantastic first round. You're coming in for the second round. What do you make of this course? It looks big.
Yeah, it's very big. It looks very delicate. The triple combination come really at the beginning of the round, so it's already a big effort for the third one, for the C. And after it's very, very open. Yeah, very, very open. And for the last 5 fences, it's everything very close. So we need to keep energy from the horses and keep control to finish the round. Yeah, the final of the course will be difficult.
Marlon and Olivier created a perfect round 1. Did you discuss with them about this course together?
Yeah, we spoke together. We have different horses with Malin. We ride together for the team in the second round. Yeah, she have some different strike to do in the line, but okay, we keep my horse fresh for the second round. The horse of Malin have a lot of blood, so yeah. Cross the finger and we hope we have the good decision.
It's all about the cementing that place in the top 4. You're very much in there. Are you confident that you can keep that place?
Yeah, we hope. It's helped a lot in Riyadh for the playoff if we stay in the 4 best. So yeah, we will fight for this and try to keep our place.
It's a strong team. Good luck.
Thank you.
Right, thank you very much to Rosie Tapner. Thank you very much to Julien Effayard. What a rider to have lying in the wings, to wait to come in for a Global Champions League round 2. You talk about being blessed. Well, for the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M We Love Horses, to have a man like Julien Effayard standing by to now come in to really drive that home. He now goes on to join Marlon Bayer Jonsson, who once again jumps on H&M Indiana. Now, if you want to chat to our winners later on tonight, we give you the opportunity here on GCTV always to be a part of the show, to send your questions, to send your thoughts through to us. You have the opportunity to do so via social media here today. As always, fire some questions through to us. Our social media team will take a look at those questions, select the best ones, and bring them through to the studio for us. And your question from @GCL_official will be asked through to the winners here tonight, who will join me in studio a little bit later on this evening. This is stage 15. It is the final stage of the 2024 season, as we find ourselves right now at the last hurdle, the last fence, shall we say, of this dramatic, sensational season. Champions have been crowned, and now the fight turns to the playoffs. How high can those teams that are outside of the semi-final positions put themselves? Remember, those teams that find themselves from 5th to 14th on the table are trying to earn as much ground as possible, because will give them a later starting position in the quarterfinal. You do not want to go early in that quarterfinal. The later you can go, the better. So everyone outside of those top 4 contending positions are still fighting for a position today. And of course, as we mentioned, if you are the Doha Falcons, if you are the Prague Lions, you are trying to avoid that quarterfinal completely. Join us in a few moments' time as we get ready for Global Champions League Round 2 live from Rabat. This is GCTV and the conclusion of our big final stage here on the African continent for the very first time is next.